cleaner experience for the viewers. For now, guys, let's go. Here we are. It is the Cheesedown, the third time around. We have a best of 7 series between the two cheesiest players in the world. Down here, up here in the top left, in the blue, it is NoRegret, the guy who never regrets building units instead of drones. I honestly feel like the only time he's ever regretted a decision in StarCraft, it was when he took another expansion that wasn't in his opponent's base. He's a bit of a psychopath. He's made it into Codex a couple times. Unfortunately, was very sick the last time, and it had some pretty one-sided matches. He's going to go for the fast 16 hatch, of course. His opponent down here in the bottom right, the Taiwanese madman, the guy who loves his oracles oh so much. It is Haas. Now, of course, Haas is just one of my favorite players. He's just insane. He's crazy. He's insane. He sometimes isn't the best at closing out a match when he's ahead, but by God, is he good at clawing his way back from behind. Like, he just wins in the most ridiculous ways. Yeah, we've got our own emote as well. So whenever Haas does something especially Haas-like, I do like to spam that emote. It's my own emote, but I can't reduce. I can't resist spamming it, because why the hell not? It's kind of amazing. So let me get those alerts on silent here, just so we don't have too many sound effects interrupting the cast, because I feel like these games truly do deserve our full undivided attention. Speaking of which, it is just a normal opening here for Haas. This is like about as standard as it can be. And, I mean, this was a reasonably well-timed gas and pool behind the hatch here for NoRegret. But, you know, everything's looking quite straightforward for both players so far. And the thing is, what I think makes NoRegret so dangerous as a Zerg player, and why he has managed to triumph in the last 2 Cheesedown matches, is because he is capable of building a bunch of drones and then going all in a little bit later in the game. He has a little bit more flexibility. Haas's downfall in these series in the past has pretty much always been the fact that he sometimes gets stuck on doing the same build over and over. But this time around, it's very different from the last few times, delaying Warp Gate to make it look... No, that was actually, he needed the gas. He's got to boost out a Stalker. He needs to go kill that Overlord right now. He's got to stop it spotting that Robo. Oh no, he's hiding the Stalker. He wants the Overlord to get too far away from the pillar so it can't retreat. And then he comes down and snipes it down. Haas, you dirty boy. I have NoRegret, tries to turn around, but it's too late. The reaction was too slow. He's not going to make it back to the pervert pillar in time. A great move and a Robo first. A very, very fast Robo. Could be an Immortal drop. Could just be a straight up Prism. 5-gate all-in, 6-gate all-in. There's a ton of dirty all-ins you can do with the robotics out this fast. And NoRegret has no idea. Excuse me. Alright. Oh my god, this game's gonna be... This whole series is just gonna be insane. I am excited. Alright. So we're just disabling those alerts for now. Big thanks Digit Kisa for the tier 1 sub. Really appreciate that. And I will be shouting everyone out, of course, between the games and turning that all back on to normal afterwards. This Adept has already dived in, guys. Sorry about the poor observing there. Has forced a Spore Crawler trick. Almost got another drone. Is going to get a drone there. Is he going to escape? Yes, she glides out of that base. A nice bit of damage to start things off. Sees there's a lot of workers as well. So Haas knows... Haas knows that Haas is up against a very economically focused opening from NoRegret, but Haas is actually already up 6 probes and is going for Speed Prism Disruptor drop? What? I thought it was going to be Colossi. I saw the Disruptor, the robotics bay on the production tab. I was like, it's got to be a Colossi drop, right? This is insane. You don't Disruptor drop against Zerg. I remember I was toying with this all in a while ago, and I actually won a few games on ladder, but it didn't feel like something I'd be able to replicate with any sort of consistency. And I mean, yeah, he's gonna wait for the next Disruptor. I think he's waiting for 2 more energy. There's gonna be a Chrono Boost dropping on that Robo right now. There we go. Yeah, this is a tight build from Haas, and a Forge and a Twilight. Oh my god, this is not just gonna be a quick all-in behind it. At least I think maybe Glaives and +1. I think that'd be a great follow-up. I mean, fortunately for NoRegret, this is a Zergling heavy rather than a Roach heavy play, and I mean, that's what you expect from NoRegret. You don't expect him to play Roaches, so I kind of feel like this would be a lot better against a Roach-centric build, against Zerglings, if NoRegret doesn't miss micro, it shouldn't really be deadly. You're going to be looking, I guess, for economic damage with the drop at first and see where you can take it from there. The Observer does see the Queens. Oh, the Banelings! The Banelings! He's going straight for them! He's going to go for it! Oh, a very nice shot. Doesn't get a massive amount, just 4 kills, and looks for just a few more Zerglings. It's not terrible, but it's not great either. This is a huge investment, guys. 10 units killed so far, 400 resources. It's something. You know, it is damage, don't get me wrong. Haas does have 47 probes. He's actually up 10 workers right now. And he's going to go Blink and +1 now. The thing that worries me here... the thing that worries me for Haas is that Haas is actually going Blink. And the thing is, against mass Zerglings, those Zerglings can jump on top of it. So I feel like Haas needs to go Glaives and add that in as well. Takes out another Queen with a double Disruptor shot. This is so cute. Spore Crawler goes down as well. But NoRegret has so many Lings and +1 melee. I think as Haas here, you've got to say, okay, just move out, take a third, go up into like Archons or Adepts or something. You can't fight with just Blink Disruptor against mass Zerglings. So no, I think if Haas is capable of showing us that flexibility, playing that defensive follow-up, it can work out well. But if he goes out into the open too early with Stalker Sentry, he could just get schooled. So let's see how Haas adjusts here. The Disruptors have been getting some nice damage. I was critical of it before, but it's working out really well. And you'll notice just this couple of Zerglings are chasing the Prism because they want to be able to block the Disruptor shots. And the Queens are trying to zone it out. He's looking for the Banelings. Oh my god, NoRegret's actually really afraid of this. A couple of shots do go out and gets a couple of Zerglings and Banelings, but the Prism, low on shields, is going to have to back off for now. Haas is moving out. It's a 2-base Blink Stalker Sentry all in. There is 2 Immortals. I mean, if the force fields are good, you can beat this army. The thing is, 1 good surround and this army crumbles against Zerglings. Oh, a nice little Disruptor shot there. I don't know if it's enough though. Like I said, I feel like there's no urgency. You don't need to be pushing right now as Haas. Good force fields though. Nice pickup. Pulls those units to the rear. 1 Disruptor does go down. Does take down a Queen though on the retreat. And I mean, the pure army supply for Haas is insane. There we go, a couple Zealots warping in. Not a bad choice, but with more Banelings coming into the field, they'll be good against that. Here we go, Blink is ready, blinking back some of these weakened Stalkers at the front. There's just not enough Ling Bane. NoRegret looks like he's being overwhelmed here. He's so low on army supply with the Zealots coming in. He needs the Banelings to connect with those Zealots because they are Zergling killing machines. And he's up 10 workers now, but it's just too little too late. And Haas, with the sick Disruptor Speed Prism drop, takes game number 1. And what a way to start off this series. He is not going to go down 4-0 or 4-1 or whatever it was. I think it was 4-0 in that last series they played. I mean, was it 4-1? I think maybe he won 1 with a Cannon Rush. I'm trying to remember. It was like pretty one-sided. He's coming into this one looking strong. And keep in mind, guys, in the last 2 Cheesedowns, Haas has never won the first game. It's never happened. The first time he lost the first 3 games in a row, he won 3 with Cannon Rushes almost every game. And then he brought it back. He brought it back to 3-3 and barely lost the last game where it was Proxy Hatch with Spines, Queens, Zerglings fighting against his natural wall, and it was like a 15-minute game on Interloper where it was just both on 1 base because Haas never even expanded behind his wall off and NoRegret never expanded behind his proxy edge, and it was just like Spines fighting Immortals and Queens and Stalkers. It was the sickest, most ridiculous last game I've ever seen. But last time, NoRegret knew Haas's ladder account. He did his research. He knew the build Haas was doing every game in PvZ in that meta, and he shut it down with some blind counter fast Zergling rush, kind of rush defense. So it worked out pretty well, but this time around a nice start for Haas, who is up 1 game. Going to be spawning into Neon Violet, the macro map. Remember, guys, it is a loser's pick on these maps. So we basically, I just chose Catalyst because it's a reasonably middle ground map, especially for their 2 styles. And I just said, okay, loser pick from there on. So this was NoRegret's map pick. And I mean, you look at this map and you say, cool, this is a map where you're going to go in macro, right? But then you scratch your head and say, who am I playing against? I'm playing against NoRegret. No, if he does macro, it's going to be some sort of dirty, weird type of macro, okay? It's going to be some sort of filthy macro. We're going to see some gold base here. I kind of feel like he's just going to go up to 2 or 3 gases and then just Nidus Worm. Like, just thinking about this map from inside NoRegret's brain, I just feel like his brain has got to be going, Nidus Worm. It's Nidus Worm or Mutalisks, because you don't bust the front on this map. It's just too hard. Haas gets 3 bases for free. I feel like NoRegret's got to be saying to himself, it's Nidus or Mutas. It's a curveball. It's not that standard play. Meanwhile, Haas has gone for the Nexus first. It's looking good. Very greedy opening into the gateway, into the double gases. And it looks like a second gateway and then a Cybercore. So can go for the nice double Adept to start things out. And NoRegret looking for the third base. Haas is like, nah, blocks it, and then immediately lets him take it. Interesting. Of course, he hasn't actually seen anything, and seeing how late that hatchery is going down, he has to be wondering. And immediately seeing the drone transfer to the gold, Haas knows what's going on. He says, oh, you took the gold base. All right. Probe will probably go and double check that that's the case. Even gets a little taser blast in there, because why not? And yeah. Remember, this is always an awkward moment. If Zerg has to transfer workers that far, they lose a lot of mining, and he went for a fast third. I kind of don't agree with the fast third this early. Maybe a higher level player, if there's any pros watching, can weigh in on that, or any GM Zergs. Because I kind of feel like delaying the queen in the main for so long sucks a little bit, but I guess you'll catch up, right? So as long as there's no interaction, it kind of works out. And this is the first scouting for NoRegret, and he has no idea he's up against Nexus first. So the threat here for NoRegret is if he doesn't realize that, he might think, oh, where's the tech? Is it hidden at the front? And he might be worried and put down a quick Spore Crawler. He's already hunting for a proxy Stargate because he's worried about that. He's checking down both sides of the map. You can see he's waypointed these Zerglings on attack move, and he's queued up all these attack moves around the edges of the map. Same thing in the top right-hand side as well. Overlord is going to go down to this Stalker and Sentry, a very fast Stalker and Sentry here from Haas, and that already kind of tells you there's no Stargate on the way. Tells you there's probably some sort of ground focus play, but he does not spot that Twilight Council yet. These Zerglings should really poke that wall, because he's got to get that vision. And is that a full wall in? It is. Okay, Haas is going to have to break down his own rocks to get a third. Unless he... Oh, he's going to... Actually, well, is he going for a... Oh, he's going to take... Okay, of course, he's going to take the back base. I say dumb things sometimes, guys. It's the glory of being a professional commentator. You just kind of look at the game and say random words, and occasionally it makes sense, usually not. 3 gateways. Okay. 4 gateways in total. Robo is on the way. Blink is coming down. 5th gateway. Alright, it's a Blink all-in. NoRegret has no way to scout this. He does not have Overlord speed on the way. But seeing the wall off, seeing a Stalker and a Sentry, I mean, that kind of tips you off that there's probably going to be some sort of ground assault, right? Surely as NoRegret, you see this, you say, well, let's stop at 50 drones at the absolute max and then just mass units. And I mean, that's my instinct. NoRegret's probably going to stop building. Yeah, he's like, I've got 43 drones and a gold base. I need nothing else. 4th hatch for extra production, +1 melee. Baneling Nest, he's like, nope, I don't need any more gas. 3 mineral lines are already fully saturated off this low drone count because he's just skipping on the gas. So he's got no tech transition. He doesn't have lair. He doesn't have any of that stuff. It's just going to be pure Zerglings. And if there's one thing which wrecks Blinkstalker timings, it is mass Zerglings. Haas will need to land some very nice force fields to do well against this. In the meantime, Observer is going to come out first and give him some info. I think that's a good choice by Haas, not just going in blind. Lair and a second gas are going to start. NoRegret still doesn't know what's going on, remember, so he might second guess himself and drone a little bit too much. He's building a few more drones. He really doesn't want to drone too hard, or this Stalker Sentry count will get out of control. It's only, what have we got, 6 sentries? 3 of them hidden. Oh, I love that move. And is he going to ferry his units out? He's got to ferry his units out, but he's trying to hide it. Ah, okay, very cute. So he's got to move these units over and pick them up into that warp prism. There we go. Alright, so he's trying to sneak out of his base right now. NoRegret still doesn't know this is coming. He's droning a little bit more. He's building a lot of Overlords, but he hasn't spotted this push. Where's his map vision? NoRegret. I don't think he realizes what's happening right now. He's building up to above 50 drones. More Zerglings are on the way, but he's making Overlord speed. He has no idea. The Observer goes down. Bit of a misstep there from Haas. It's all going to be force fields here. I mean, if the first couple rounds of force fields are good, Haas is just going to wear this army down and there won't be enough Zerglings left over. Zerglings, the natural predator of Stalkers. It's all about the force field. Haas just charging in. Oh my god, the force field's a little bit late. He's got to blink those Stalkers back. That is good control by Haas. NoRegret, not able to find the angle. Yeah, he can just evacuate this base, and that's the correct call. 4 Overlords exposed, though. That's a big loss. Doesn't want to lose that because he's got the base in the back. He can just transfer to that, and all he needs to do is survive here. Haas doesn't have a great transition, but the sentries are regaining energy. They've already got one more round of force fields, so there's 6 force fields left in this army. If he waits another few warp-in rounds, he'll get up to 10, 12 force fields as they manage to hit triple digit energy, get the 100 energy. So it's about 30 seconds until Haas hits another full round of force fields. Haas is going to keep pushing in. He's not building probes. He's not building a nexus. It's all in. He needs to do it here. A massive surround this time. I think NoRegret's found the angle that he might need. Oh, actually, a few more force fields left in the back for the Banelings. The Banelings find the juicy center of that Protoss army. And I think that's the damage he needed. There's just enough Zerglings left over. Zealots warping in. The Banelings have been washed up. There's still some Stalkers here. The warp-in is good. Haas's army still standing strong. There's no advanced tech units left. It's just a few Blink Stalkers and a few Zealots. But there's no Banelings already. Those 8 Banelings trying to morph. NoRegret is going to have to pull the drones. There's no way he takes this down if he doesn't pull those workers in. But he gets a good angle. Haas knows he's got to get in there right now. He's got to use this window of opportunity. And a few of his Stalkers have already gone down. The Banelings getting some very nice connections here. The Warp Prism starting to take a lot of damage. The focus fire from that Queen in the main was good. The Warp Prism does evacuate. The micro from Haas is on point right now. The Zealots are starting to kill workers. And I think it's been deflected. But no, a lot of drones going down in the main. NoRegret. He's not paying attention right now. An unfortunate hold position from Haas. Does miss out on a few extra drone kills, but I think he's just going to keep going, just non-stop Stalkers. Is there enough economy left to match this? It's +1 melee versus 0-0 Blink Stalkers, but that Blink gives such an advantage. Combined with the Warp Prism, oh my god, the hot pickups are really good on these Stalkers, but there might just be a few too many. The Stalkers are not very good at shooting down Zerglings. He's going to try and use the high ground, but the Zerglings are all over it. NoRegret. I think he's held on. And mass Zergling style, of course, very good at shutting down this sort of push. A Glaive Adept push, I think, would have absolutely ripped him a new one. But the Stalkers just don't have the same damage output. And, of course, I mean, as Haas, you don't really get the vision to choose which unit you want to go to. You've got to invest in that Blink or that Glaives upgrade way ahead of time. And, I mean, this still could have worked if he didn't get his army surrounded there. If maybe he kind of kept the Observer alive and saw that Zergling surround coming, he could have wedged his army up against the wall a little bit earlier and used his force fields a bit more sparingly. If he just had a few more force fields, you know, he does shut that army down. Maybe being patient and waiting for another round of warp-ins could have worked as well, but for now, Haas is on his last legs. He is catching NoRegret, droning a little bit, but oh man, sentries in the open. Force fields having to be used, but a few of the sentries actually being popped outside of the force field ring. Zealots warping in. Where are the Banelings? Have we got Banelings? Only 4 right now. Dropper Lords are going to go do some Baneling drops on the other side of the map. Another round of force fields being forced to use. These sentries starting to fall. Not the most efficient fight for NoRegret, but does it even matter? Baneling drop's going to go off in an empty mineral line. He's trying to recall right now, but he does tap out. He did actually have a third base on the way as well. So nice transition attempt there by Haas, but good hold. NoRegret. And not a big believer in gas. He's just like, nah, man, I'm just gonna mass these Zerglings and shut you down, man. Now we is the stream title not changed? Really? Oh my god, did I change everything else except the stream title? That very well could have been the case, dude. Thank you for the heads up. I like tweeted, I put it on Team Liquid, I did everything else. Okay. Cheesedown. Haas versus NoRegret. Alright. Yeah, that was pretty sloppy of me. Alright. Hey, thank you so much for the support. Sealy88 with the Twitch Prime sub. Really appreciate that. Much love. Looks like Haas is going to pick Blackpink. Now remember, guys, what did I talk about at the start of this series? What has Haas's downfall been? Predictability. In this series, it's always he's the predictable one. NoRegret's the unpredictable one. So far, we've seen 2 Blinkstalker sentry timings. Now, they came off very different openings, But it was the exact same opening. And I feel like NoRegret going mass upgraded Zergling in both games, he's got the right response to this. And if he can just keep doing this and adjusting his timings and his defense, he's going to destroy. He's going to absolutely destroy this in the long run. I don't think Haas can stick with just Blink Stalker Sentry timings unless he vastly changes up his openings. So let's see how it goes. It is now tied up a 1-1, guys. It is a best of 7 Cheesedown. Up here in the top right-hand side, clinching that game back, even after losing his gold base. It is NoRegret. Down here in the bottom left-hand side, in the blue, the Protoss player, it is Haas. Nice early 13 probes. Wait, that was even earlier than 13. Did he just do a... One of his first probes came out? That's funny. That's hilarious. Okay, you don't actually need to send your probe this early, but that's just Haas being Haas, right? He's just like, I'm just going to send it out on 12. That's kind of funny. That's kind of funny. You see Neeb sometimes build this pylon on 13, so his probe that comes down to build the pylon can get over there and block it, but Haas is just like, nah, I'm just going to send one of my very first probes across the map pretty much ASAP. So, does go across, forces the base to be taken on the third. It's nice. It forces NoRegret into a little bit of a less comfortable opening position. And oh my god, he goes gateway into Forge, second probe, working its way around the side of the map so that it doesn't get spotted by the Overlords. He goes down there and spots that, but I don't know if this probe is fast enough for a cannon rush. No, this path is way too roundabout. That's not going to get there in time. Haas, you've miscalculated really badly, dude. Uh-oh. Yeah, I mean, the pylon needs to already be finished. You need to already be building cannons. And NoRegret, I mean, he's aware of the threat. He's coming up with an Overlord, but like, the Nexus is going... What? Okay, he's just going to go for a super delayed cannon rush on this face. NoRegret's like, you piece of crap. Oh, is he going to get back in? Nice. Pylon blocks there. So he's just going to build a cannon here, and there's no way to get rid of that single cannon. The trick here is to try and get the other probe in to build some more cannons before the hatch finishes, but I don't think he's going to get those down. So this is good because it like forces a big response and he transitions into macro behind it. He's not trying to kill. I'd cancel that pylon if I were him. I feel like he should definitely have canceled that pylon, but who knows? Maybe... I guess... Oh, okay. Yeah, he knows better than me. I'm being overly critical right now. Haas knows this a lot better than me. He knew the Zerglings would be down there at this time. Oh, he doesn't get the cannon down. He needs more cannons. He wants to put them down, I think. And he just cancels the whole thing. Okay. You know, this does force a big response from NoRegret, but he wanted to get that up. He wanted those spines to finish, because then NoRegret doesn't get the cancels. And I mean, as it is, he's already forced NoRegret to like mine a lot of gas, which isn't really useful. His link speed's delayed. He's built a lot of Zerglings. And the Nexus is finished. We've got a wall off up with a cannon. You know, there's a ramp here. This isn't Catalyst, so the cannon has the high ground advantage. It's kind of hard for Ravagers to siege it. Obviously, with an Overlord, they can, but it's such a huge commitment from the Zerg, and the Protoss normally follows up with a Stargate, which can obviously hunt those Ravagers down, and the Queens are so delayed in the main base. The third hatch is down already. Probe is going to go down as well. Units lost, of course, looks well in NoRegret's favor, but probe count is solid. So where's the tech? There we go. Stargate goes down. Yeah, very common follow-up. Overlord is going to come in. He's looking for that. Wants to know where that second pylon is, but hasn't actually spotted any of Haas's build just yet. Looks like he will come in at the right timing, though. An interesting pylon there. I think he wants to put a Twilight and a DT Shrine down. Or something like that. Like, this is such a random pylon position. I'm like, you want to put some tech there, don't you? I can tell. Fast lair on the way for NoRegret. Potentially thinking about a Nidus, maybe Mutas. Adepts are going to come forward. Trying to threaten here. Needs to not let these get surrounded. These Adepts are going to go for one more shade. I'd like to see that one cancel, and these guys just go hide in a base. Haas, though, the YOLO master, is just like, nah, man, I'm just going to commit. Good micro on these Adepts. He's going to pick off a lot of these Zerglings, and oh, wow, really good. Now just get out of there. Yeah, go home, regen shields. 5 Zerglings for free. Forces out 12 more Zerglings. And maintains that 4-5 worker lead advantage. A Phoenix is coming out now. And there we go. Secret Twilight Council in the back. Guess what? The Overlord didn't see it. And there's no Overlord speed. But he could make an Overseer to scout. It's going to be fast Hydra Tech from NoRegret. Now, I would like to see Charge and... Yeah, what do you guys think? Charge Archon? I feel like Charge Archon might be the choice. Phoenix is going to hunt that down. +1 weapons on the way. Double gas here is interesting. Looks like he's just going into a pretty standard position. Adepts have dived in on that base. Sorry guys, I missed that. Trying to figure out what the hell is going on in Hass's brain is always like fixing one of those really complicated puzzles. It's bloody hard to figure out what he's trying to go for. The Adepts are going to dive in, do snipe down one more drone. Lots of lost mining time as well. I think this was pretty worthwhile by Hass. Continues to have that 4 or 5 worker lead, and charge 7 gateways are on the way. Okay, yeah, I mean, he's gone 4 gases. These could arguably kind of fake gases, but I think he's just going to drop a Templar Archives and add Archons in as well. Warp Prism still has not started building, though. There we go. It's just starting up now. There's not a crisp timing on this attack. And the weird thing that's going to happen is NoRegret is planning to all in as well. NoRegret's doing a 40 drone investment into Hydras. He's trying to squeeze a few more drones out right now because he's realizing just how low his economy is. But he is going for basically like the fastest Hydra all in that you can. And NoRegret's going for a very fast Charge Lord Archon all in, which, I mean, this can go really well or really badly for either player. Basically, it comes down to information. If Hass can realize how early these Hydras out, how low the drone count is, which he should be kind of starting to see now, Hass should be smart and just kind of chill. Take a 3rd base, don't necessarily probe it up, just keep making units, but don't attack until your army builds up in size. If he just goes with his first 10 charge lots, 1 Archon, I think the Hydras are going to make mincemeat out of this. So Hass, I don't know if he's really paid attention with these Phoenix just yet, if he realizes just how prepared NoRegret is. NoRegret's even got a Baneling nest going down. It's not ready yet, so I guess if he hits before those Banelings are ready, there is a chance. But tied neck and neck in workers, 2 Archons and a ton of Zealots, 16 charge lots. Phoenix going to be there to pick things up. The Zealots finally spot this. NoRegret knows what's coming. He's got Hydra range, but he doesn't have movement speed, and he does not have creep connecting his bases. I love this move by NoRegret. He's hiding in the mineral line. He knows it's all about surface area. He cannot let those charge lots on top of his Hydras. His Banelings aren't ready just yet, but his Natural's exposed. His economy's in the open. Uh-oh! A Phoenix gets shut down. The Warp Prism gets shut down. Hass with a huge miscontrol, losing his reinforcement point. The Banelings are ready. They need their hits. He needs these hits. Those Banelings, they all go off on just a few Zealots. I don't know if that was the fight that he needed. Without the reinforcement, NoRegret should be able to hold on, but otherwise this would have been a disaster. I think this timing attack might have just killed him if there was one more round of Zealots coming in right now, but now the Archons are left on their own in the open, and that's a real big loss for Hass if he loses those Archons. More Zealots are almost here, though. They're coming across the map. NoRegret wisely pulls back. He needs that creep tumor, or at least drop it out of an Overlord right now. NoRegret is working with so little money, and he's just lost a bunch of drones. I think Hass might just have the numbers. These Banelings aren't ready. Hass knows it. He's going to go for broke. Dives in. These Hydras do not have that move upgrade. A single Baneling cocoon gets picked up. These Banelings, they want to connect with the Zealots. The Zealots are going to all go down. Remember, no Warp Prism, guys. It's about to pop out. For now, though, I think Hass needs to withdraw, needs to try and keep that Archon alive. Every Archon is sacred right now. He's already ahead in the economy. If he takes a 3rd, then he's definitely got it. If he keeps going in like this, I don't know, he might be able to overwhelm. A great Baneling detonation, but it was only a single Baneling. Even though it hits every single Zealot, it only bruises them. The Archons and Zealots just chewing through. More drones forced off the line, bringing it up to 19 workers killed. And even though NoRegret had that nice ball of Hydras, without the Baneling support, without the creep, he just got minced. And Hass with a very sexy Charge Lord Archon timing. Nice follow-up to that fake cannon rush early game. The man with the plan, Hass, goes in here. NoRegret, maybe a little bit too worried about launching his own aggression, going straight for Hydras, but Hass catching him off here. Oh my god, the Archons are saying, yeah, let's just come down this ramp, buddy. Look at him, he's trying to spread. He's like, okay, you're in the open, let's go! The Zealots are mincing the mineral line. The Hydras have to come and fight. Pulls back the weak Archons, minces the Hydras. Mince, mince, mince. How many times can you say mince in one game, pig? I don't know, I just feel like that's what Zealots and Archons do. Like, if your army gets killed by anything else, it can maybe get splattered, it gets destroyed, it gets chewed, it gets shot up. But I feel like when Archons are like and shooting their lightning, Zealots are like dicing, I feel like your army gets turned into mincemeat. So I like mince. Minced. Mince, mince, mince. Shout out in chat your favorite type of minced meat. Tofu doesn't count. Can you have minced tofu? That sounds terrible. GG. That was a good game. Haas is up 2-1, guys. Holy shit. Hey, Blue Hydro, dude. Thank you so much for the Twitch Prime sub, friend. Thank you. See a little piggy just dropping into my tip jar. Thank you so much, mate. I really appreciate the support, dude. Much love. Of course, we've just got the alerts off just while we do this show match. Want to give as much respect to the games as possible because you just see some ridiculous, crazy stuff. Some people are saying pork, of course. I like, you know when you have it in the lettuce cups? What's that called? Like choy sao ban or something like that? When you do that, where like it's like Taiwanese or something, or Chinese or something? I don't know. I guess Taiwanese, Chinese, kind of pretty big overlap, right? Lamb mince can be really good though, like shepherd's pie, lamb mince. Oh yeah, ooh, that shit's good. A Maynard with the 2-year and 2-month resub. What a legend amongst mere men. The guy with the dreadlocks, the dude who rocks up to karaoke, knocks the mic out of people's hands, and starts yelling, "That's nothing!" at them, while just shouting copy pastas into the microphone. Thanks for hanging out, dude. Appreciate the resub. Alright, guys, here we go. We are launching into the 4th map of this best of 7 Cheesedown series. The 2 cheesiest players in the world. We have the cheesiest Zerg in the bottom right. He has NoRegret. In the top left-hand side, in the blue, the cheesiest Protoss, it is Haas. Now, if you guys don't know what cheesy means, what a cheese is a rush, which relies on your opponent not scouting it and catching them by surprise. It's a gamble, which usually has a very clear counter, but you rely on trickery, secrecy, and your opponent screwing up their response for it to work. So it's usually the sort of play that rather than saying I'm better than you, I'm faster, I can spend my money better, I can micro my units better, it's about mind games. It's about tricking your opponents, about surprising them, and generally people get pretty mad when they get cheesed. So it's definitely interesting when you see 2 players who pretty much rely purely on these sort of gambles, these crazy attacks, these big aggressive plays against each other. We tend to see NoRegret often swap into the side of the defender and actually play a bit of a less cheesy game. But I feel like it's always with the intent of he's like, I want to get to my next dirty timing, but Haas just isn't letting me get there. Speaking of not letting him get there, holy frackaroni, he has no idea this is happening. NoRegret, he doesn't suspect it. Oh no, the triple pylon wall off. Oh, where is Jaedong right now? He's somewhere with his head is in his hands, crying his eyes out right now. He's like, I've been here before. I feel for you, NoRegret. I got knocked out of WCS by this. Free. And it looks like NoRegret is going to be one of the 37,000 victims of Haas's cannon rushes. Oh, tough situation to be in. But keep in mind, this is a huge commitment. NoRegret's not panicking. He knows it's too late to pull his drones. Oh, he's going to try and get the probe. Will he be able to get it? No. Great probe micro there from Haas. And one of the Zerglings goes down. NoRegret going to try and sneak that drone out. He's going to start working on this pylon. Interesting that cannon can't reach it. I thought it would be able to reach that, but apparently not. This spine, of course, will clear these other high ground pylons, and then eventually he'll be able to move that spine over and clear it up. So NoRegret's saying, that's fine. You've done some damage, but you've spent a ton of minerals on it. That's totally okay, because there's no nexus. This is the difference between this rush and the one in the last game. The one in the last game did almost no direct damage, right? It just forced a few lings out, forced a spine, which got cancelled, but this time, Haas is actually committed 3, 4, 5, was it 5 pylons? 4 pylons, 2 cannons. Is actually going full dirty. Has seen this hatch. Has already built a pylon down there, which is interesting because we are seeing a... Oh my god! Oh, Turkey Dano! Shades of Printf and Turkey Dano. Haas wants to hold this position. I think he might put down another pylon and some more cannons. But the thing is, he's lost high ground vision, and there's creep here, so he can't actually put a pylon there right now. The spine crawler is trying to move forward. He can't let this probe go down. This probe goes down, his whole plan is screwed. These drones run over there and are like, oh, what the hell? What is going on right now? This Adept, she's going to come over, throw some laser frisbees. The drones jump in the air, catch it in their mouth. The top half of their head gets sliced off, and they go, oh, shit. That's not what we're meant to do. That was a laser frisbee. Shit. This pylon's going to go down. We're going to see more shield batteries, shield batteries, basically. Just shield batteries. Cannons are going to shut down these Zerglings. NoRegret's in full panic right now. This third hatch is getting isolated, and the thing is, Immortals are about to get out, and Immortals plus shield batteries in your natural, I mean, this is the sort of shit you tell your children to give them fucking nightmares, alright? If you have Zerg babies at home, you show them a picture book, and it's just a fucking probe with a big smile on its face on page 1. You turn the page, there's 3 pylons on page 2. The kid goes, huh, what's that all about? Page 3 is a bunch of cannons. Page 4 is a bunch of immortals and shield batteries. At that point, the kid's fucking shaking in fear, and yeah, he's just not having a good time. These adepts are doing so much work. Holy shit. They even get another drone there. This immortal, I mean, that immortal can run up and just kill this spine, dude. Oh no! It actually gets surrounded. It's not in range of the shield battery. Oh, can he get the kill? Can he get the kill? The immortal, it tries to pull back, it gets back. Those adepts and cannons doing their work. You know, it was a bit of a gamble there from NoRegret, but he needed something. Finally does take down a cannon, but I mean, 2 adepts and an immortal doing an amazing job. And that immortal racking up the kills. Already up to 5 kills. That adept is on 7. A second immortal joins. More and more shield batteries are here. And that's it. NoRegret's out of steam. Somehow he's got Hydralisks coming out off 22 workers behind this. The economically sound game choices of a madman. Wow, okay. I had no idea he was even going Hydras. I was so distracted by everything else. GG. I don't think NoRegret can do anything from here, guys. What you're watching now is the death throes of a dead Zerg player. The death throes of a dead Zerg player? The death throes of a Zerg player, I think, means the exact same thing there, pig. Learn to phrase your sentences correctly. NoRegret's just going to tap out. Yeah, he's dead. Whew, that's a 3-1 advantage. Haas is back with a vengeance, and he is slicing and dicing. The Turkey Hasso Print F combination there, the Jaedong Slayer build. He pulled out his sword. He's like, oh look, it still has the fucking blood of Jaedong on it. NoRegret's like, shit. Does go down 1-3, but NoRegret's not one to give up so easily, alright? He's gonna continue fighting. And you guys can hear the countdown. We are gonna go straight into the next game, dude. I'm sorry. Me no speak Anglando. Mi Anglais es shit. I don't know how to say shit. Like, damn it. All right, guys. That's it. I mean, this series is almost over, and you know, part of me wants this guy up here to finish it. Wants me to see him just close it out, you know? Get one back. He's lost. He's lost the last 2 Cheesedowns. One of them was by a single game. One was an absolute slaughter. This time, though, he is in the lead. He is looking in control, and he is killing it so far. His name is Haas. Down here in the bottom right-hand side, in the red, NoRegret is like, you know what? I'm down 1 game to 3. Let's pick a Biogenesis, the smallest map in the pool. Speaking of pools, map pools, 12 pools. They go hand in hand. He's going to go for that 12 pool. Now, this drone is trying to make it look like a hatch first. He wants that probe to block the hatchery, but you'll notice NoRegret doesn't have the money for it. This is a fake. And he even baits a pylon out, but Haas is going to go in and get that very important scouting information. He's also going to see the gas, which is so important. 6 Zerglings are on the way. Very fast gas. We are going to see the Queen start up as well. Cancel that pylon. 100% you got to cancel that pylon unless you're going for a forge, which you are not. No, he's going to let it finish. Okay, just hash things. He's going to be going for 1 gas, 2 gate play for now. He's going to, yeah, okay, just going to go double adept. Yeah, this is a good way to play it. I think probably should be going for a zealot. The probe here, of course, checking. He's trying to lure those Zerglings. Doesn't manage to get it. Zealot's on the way. He's got to chrono boost that, or he's got to get a probe down here. I feel like Haas might be underestimating just how early Zerglings get across this map. Haas. Okay, this is a security probe up against 6 AK-47 wielding terrorists. There we go. Okay, 6 security probes might get the job done. They're going to pull. They're going to fight. 1 probe. Oh, he's pulling back the weakened probes. Haas with the godlike micro. Hasn't lost a probe yet. The Zealot comes out the other side and says, get wrecked. Oh my god. Is actually going to tear down all these. Only 1 probe has fallen, guys, and 5 Zerglings for 1 probe. Haas, you absolute god of micro. What the hell just happened? That was insane. That was so good. He's only lost a pylon in the probe. This probe is still over on this side of the map as well. We've now got adepts and warp gate on the way. Haas still only on 1 gas. Oh god. Oh god, this is the build which NoRegret kept countering in their second series, in the last series. And you know what? It's so funny because Haas wasn't planning to do this, but he's gone into this in response to the 12 pull. NoRegret has no idea. We're going to see shield batteries going down outside the natural. Oh, Haas, you dirty boy. You dirty, dirty boy. I love it. This Zealot holding here strong in the choke point. Pulls back so only one Zergling can fight him at a time. He's got 2 broken beer bottles in either hand. He says, come at me, you dickheads. And the Zerglings, of course, back off because you never fight a drunk Zealot with 2 broken beer bottles in his hand unless you want to end up with a ruptured spleen. We've got 2 shield batteries over here as well. Another pylon going down. Zerglings coming back across the map. That's a lot of Zerglings. Oh, God. Haas lets one of the Adepts get surrounded. A huge screw up. You cannot let that. Oh, God. Haas with the massive, massive mistake. I mean, the Adept's just not going to die, apparently. But, oh my God, and there's a Stalker here? Okay, I think Haas may be thinking a little bit too far ahead. Out of energy now. Oh my God. Haas was so close to closing out the series. And then lets the Adepts get surrounded. Oh my God. Was up 6 probes. Was in such a good position. Was probably going to drop 2 more gateways and just start warping in with a 4. Oh, once you get that position up, it's like unbeatable. If you get those 2 Adepts together, they start one-shotting probes. You get another Adept or Stalker over it. They one-shotting Zerglings, I mean. You just, the damage output for the Zerg falls down so fast, but the Adepts, they've got to be wedged. They've got to be wedged in a little nook. But he didn't expect Zergling speed that early. He didn't expect Zergling speed, and he was even surprised by the Slowlings. So, Haas does drop a map there when he's at the cusp of victory. It's 2 wins to 3. It is still in Haas's favor. He's still up on 3, 1 point away. He's got 1 more life before it goes down to the ace match. These series are always so good, dude. Acid? Looks like Acid Plant is his map choice. All right. Has Haas done the 1 gas infinite Zealot build yet? No, he hasn't, Tyrannus. He did do a 4 gas 2 base Archon Chargelet timing. He did a few Blinkstalker Sentry timings in the first 2 games. He did a Speed Prism Disruptor drop into Blinkstalker Sentry Immortal timing in game 1 and actually wrecked NoRegret with it. It was really sick. Just kept dropping on top of Queens, double shotting them with the Disruptors and moving along. It was actually so cool. Big thanks, by the way, to Cray with a K, our sponsor for these show matches. He's been sponsoring a lot of our show matches. The first couple ones of the Cheesedown series, I just kind of put up the money myself, but he's been wanting to sponsor show matches in this time slot recently, and he's been allowing us to do so many awesome matches. You guys can find them all on YouTube. So we decided to just kind of consolidate this one in there. Of course, it is 70 USD for the winner, 30 for the loser. And it's a whole shitload of amazing games. On the comeback train right now, guys, our Zerg player, the Cheesy God himself, the coach of Scarlet, it is NoRegret. Player who Scarlet credited with a lot of her amazing builds, of course, earlier this year in Season 1 of GSL, she made it to the top 8 of GSL Season 1. The first time we've seen a non-Korean in the top 8 in like 6 years or something like that. Absolutely insane. And she also won IEM Pyeongchang against SOS in the finals and beating a lot of amazing players like Cyril on her way there. So he's been really just giving some amazing cheesy builds to some of those top players practicing over there in Korea. A great playing coach and a very good cheesy player in his own right. Down here in the bottom right-hand side, cannon rushes seem to be what he always wins against NoRegret with. I feel like every game he cannon rushes, he wins. I don't know if NoRegret's ever actually won a game that started with a cannon rush against Haas. I feel like Haas needs to stick with his bread and butter, keep the cannon rushes going, because it's working so well for him. Was that an introduction? I'm just like zooming in on his Nexus. I'm like, is this even an introduction anymore? I don't even know. What we do know is Haas did not scout this game, which makes me think he's going to do an Oracle opening. Last time I saw him do a no scout gate core opening, it was straight into an Oracle, usually not proxied, usually just built at home, and he tries to do a macro build. I say tries because the last time Haas opened up like this, it was on Neon Violet Square, final game of their last set, and NoRegret made a bunch of Zergling Baneling, knocked his wall down and just won the game, and it was really sad. So I'm hoping this one works out a little bit differently. Keep your eyes peeled. We will see an Adept get chrono boosted. No, a Stalker. But immediate Warp Gate. Oh, is this the Robo build again we saw on Katos? Cancels. Cancels Warp Gate, Stargate goes down. Okay, yeah, it's just the Stalker Stargate. Now, I was talking to Lambo about this the other day after the show match he had where he got 3-0'd by Hurricane, and I was asking about why players don't go in with their Overlord when they see this not spinning, because if you see that not spinning, you know it's a Stargate. And I said, are players actually opening up with an early Stalker as like a meta build while going Stargate? And he said, yeah, this is really common at high level on Korean ladder. A lot of players trying to catch that first Overlord. You can see Haas actually went to catch the second Overlord, which normally floats up here. NoRegret never even sent his Overlord across the map. He's so traumatized by cannon rushes, he's like, nope. One Overlord goes to your base, the others just sit at home, making sure there's no cannons. So, fair enough. I guess that's how this one's going to go. Adept over there and... Oh, dude, it's a Zergling flood. I have not been paying attention to NoRegret's side. These Zerglings going around the far edge of the map. 0 scouting for Haas. And remember what I said happens when Haas doesn't scout. No! Stay in the wall! Okay, he spots these Zerglings. Immediately the Stalker goes back in the wall. Move it forward. He needs to move it forward or he can't wall off. The Stalker's not in the correct position. It's not in the correct position. I don't think he can squeeze a building in there. And that's really, really bad. These Zerglings are getting in there. It's not actually a huge... Oh my god, this is crushed. Okay. I thought there was more Zerglings going to hit than that, but that was kind of a fail. Oh my god, that didn't achieve anything. He's coming with some more Zerglings, but the Oracle hasn't even turned on its laser beam yet. There we go. Turns on now. Zerglings are going to get in, but so many of them have died already. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, trying to hit the Stalker, a bit of a mistake there from NoRegret. This is not working out at all. Haas actually doing a very good job of shutting this down, and I mean, NoRegret's pretty epically behind after this, guys. He's down at 26 workers versus 37 probes. You might think, oh, but he's got a third hatchery. He can drone up. No, he can't. There's 2 oracles, soon to be 3 oracles on the field. How the hell does he defend that? He's already had to build spores, and he's just got to start building extra queens now. It's so hard for him to secure these mineral lines. I kind of feel like there's NoRegret here. If he kept the Zerglings alive, he could at least track where the oracles are, delay the spores, and actually have a few more drones out. But as it is, his economy kind of sucks, and NoRegret is just going to have to slowly claw his way back into this game. Don't forget, in Cheesedown number 1 and 2, I believe in each of those we saw NoRegret make comebacks in games where he was even further behind than this. So it's not impossible, but it's going to be pretty friggin' epic if he does it. It's always crazy. I think that was an Ascension to Aya game in the very first series they played, where he was so dead, and he somehow fought back with some crazy counterattacks and base trading moves, and actually somehow checkmated NoRegret in what looked like a lost game. But look at that, nice damage. Gets a queen, gets a few worker kills. Haas is in control, and speaking of being in control of the matchup, he likes those fast running shoes. Those Zealot legs are on the way. A ton of gateways and a Warp Prism. He says, yeah, let's just finish the game. So this is the same all-in that we saw on Blackpink. He's going to add a Templar Archives. It's just going to be Zealots and Archons non-stop, all in on 2 base and trying to kill him. NoRegret trying to get his queens in position, but Oracles find a few drones transferring now. Ooh, he's going to dive into that mineral line. A little bit of an adventurous maneuver, and does end up denying a little bit of mining time as well. But those Oracles have spent most of their energy. We've got 14 kills on one, 4 on another, 2 on the last one. Units lost tab overall. Only 125 resources have gone down for NoRegret. So that is a cancelled pylon. And no, that's not even a cancelled pylon. That's an adept. That is just an adept. 100 minerals, 25 gas. So 1 adept's gone down as opposed to 31 Zerg units. Yow. And NoRegret has no idea what's happening right now. Oh god, it's an anticlimactic finish that's on the way, guys. NoRegret not even attempting to get vision on the map with his Zerglings. Oh no. Poor NoRegret. He's fought well, he's fought hard, he's won the last 2. But I mean, Haas is just all over him today. The cannon rushes have been brutal. And he's droning and building a hydrant and he has no idea. His map vision is so poor. No, NoRegret. He was already way behind and he's droned harder than we've ever seen him drone before. As I said, there's only one thing NoRegret ever regrets, and that is taking an extra expansion or building extra workers. And this is one of those games. He's got a Baneling Nest starting behind this, but it's not going to be ready in time. All he's got is a handful of Zerglings and Queens. He's trying to pull back to his mineral line, but look at this. The Oracles turn on their laser beams and they can hold position there so they don't engage the Spores and Queens, zapping the crap out of those Zerglings. And what a hold and what a crushing final victory there for Haas. Just when I thought he was entering Choke City, I could see him kind of walking through the gateway into Chokesville. He was kind of like, you know what, this seems like a good place to hang out, going up 3-1, and then let's just like, you know what, after that Biogenesis game, letting my adepts get surrounded, let's keep throwing some games. But he absolutely crushed it. GG, well played. Great games, guys. I want to show you guys that hold one more time here. And the crucial moment actually was right on 3 minutes. So because he had so little information, this could have gone so wrong. So watch from Haas's camera at this stage. So he's got no info, but it's a very fast Oracle. It's been such an efficient opening. He's like, okay, we shaded there. And this is the moment where he spots 2 Zerglings and he immediately pulls his Stalker back. No? Here it is, yeah. So the Stalker's like, oh, let's kill that Overlord, but he sees on his minimap 2 Zerglings. Immediately he goes, oh shit, this could be an all-in. Stalker back in the wall, and then he's going to shade that Adept. So he shades the Adept over here to get behind the Stalker. The Oracle, he's changed the rally point. He builds a shield battery, and because this is such a narrow choke in towards that Stalker, and because NoRegret just, I don't know, I feel like his build just didn't time out that well. Like it kind of, and he's building spores really early. I think it felt like he was just relying on getting the wraparound on the unit because they weren't seen coming, you know? Catch him with no unit in the wall and then try to macro behind it. But then this was a mistake as well. I think if he ran in the main and kept 6 or 7 Zerglings alive, he could wait for the Oracle to run out of energy, maybe still have a few Zerglings and be annoying. But instead the Oracle just kind of zapped them all down, and that was that, you know? And Haas was in such a good position after that. So it's a really cheeky move by NoRegret, but it's a massive gamble. Because he's building the 3rd, he's building queens, he's trying to drone behind it. Like, it's just hoping he finds a gap in the wall, because you're never going to knock the wall down with such a small commitment to Zerglings. I think the biggest mistake was definitely the Spore Crawlers going down so early, though. You'll notice the Oracles have to stay at home for Haas to be safe. So if NoRegret builds those spores 1 or 2 minutes later, if he then scouts a bit better with his Zerglings, he does have a chance to get back in that game. But yeah, GG, well played. Absolutely massive win there for Haas. And this is good, because if Haas lost this one, like 0-4, 1-4, I would be like, do we do another one? Is it exciting if NoRegret wins every time? No, now we actually know these matches, not just in terms of the games themselves, but in just about every way. They are incredibly close. So GG, well played to Haas. Congrats on your 70 USD. And we'll be bringing this show match back in a few weeks or a month as well. I love this matchup because it's just, their games are friggin' insane, man. So GG, well played to Haas, and thank you guys for hanging out. We're going to be hopping back into some of the regularly scheduled content. Now, that normally would be a bunch of ladder, maybe some cheesy games.